What happens at the oath ceremony to become a U.S. citizen? I'm Erick Widman, I'm an immigration lawyer, and the U.S. government does a pretty good job of making the ceremony a meaningful, memorable event, typically that friends and family can come and share with you. Under COVID, it's been a bit different, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but normally, after you've received the happy news that you become a U.S. citizen, that you're approved to become a U.S. citizen, that you passed the tests, that you met all the requirements for the paperwork, you'll get a letter in the mail that invites you to go to an oath ceremony. And that will be the final step to actually become a U.S. citizen. Normally you're given about 3 weeks notice, and typically the oath ceremony is held at the local USCIS field office. It can be held in government buildings, different places, but normally at the USCIS field office, and you're invited to show up with guests if they would like to attend with you, and you're brought into a larger auditorium, typically bigger meeting room, and prior to that, you have to hand over your green card and sign a form. USCIS, of course, loves forms. You hand over your green card, and at the ceremony, you are asked to raise your hand, and you're going to be solemnly swearing this ancient, by American standards, oath that's been around for hundreds of years, where you give up your allegiance to any princes and you agree to bear arms if necessary, and you become a U.S. citizen. By the way, if you have genuine pacifist ideals and you want to do a modified oath, that's possible, but you have to start that way in advance. Typically in the beginning of the process, when you file your N-400 to seek to get a modified waiver. You can still become a modified oath through this waiver. You can still become a U.S. citizen, but you have to show through a letter, sometimes if it's a religious objection from a pastor, that it's a genuine belief. So that is possible, but most people end up taking the traditional oath. You become a U.S. citizen, and then at that point, you're able to apply for a passport because you will have received, as part of the ceremony, a certificate of naturalization. And that's signed by the President of the United States. It's actually stamped. So whoever the president is at that point, you'll have his or her signature on your certificate of naturalization, and you will want to keep your certificate in a very safe place, and you'll need to send it in, however, to get a passport. So you, at that point, don't have to renew your green card. You will have become a U.S. citizen, and even if someone stole your certificate of naturalization or, God forbid, your home burned down, you're still a U.S. citizen. But that's an important document to keep as a fond memory of your oath ceremony.